Amen. Shalom, shalom.
Erev Tov. Chazal warned us not to overextend ourselves in trying to understand Maariv Shiur. The Torah itself is vague. It says that it happens, but it doesn't say how, the process, why. And when we enter now into Chumash Bereshit, so there's a tendency, especially in our modern world, to try and psychoanalyze the people that appear in the Chumash. So we want to know what's the problem with Olam Arisha. We want to know what's the deficiencies of Noach. We want to understand what happened with Cain and Hevel. And we want to know the Ovos. We're going to have Yishmael, we're going to have Esau, we're going to have the Machlokas of Yosef and his brothers. So, in our world, there's not much left of it, by the way. I mean, England is gone today, and America's got 2 weeks. And if you just think about it, it's unbelievable times. But Chazal warned us against trying to judge biblical characters on the basis of current ideas. So one has to be very wary when one speaks about the people who are described in Chumash Bereshit, because Avraham Avinu is not Mr. Abrams. And the Torah is speaking to us on a different level. So even though the Medrash is replete with ideas, and there are great moral lessons to be learned that are applicable to each and every one of us in our lives, nevertheless, a certain sense of caution, of restraint, should always be present when we approach these matters. The Rambam says, how does a person achieve Ahavas Hashem? Where's the beginning point of Ahavas Hashem? Love of God. So the Rambam says that one should look at the world, the universe that has been created, and examine its wonders and appreciate its beauties and understand its intricate perfections. And that will raise within the person a feeling of wonder. Love is wonder. It's something that's beyond logic. So we have to look at the world and be astounded by what exists in this world. From the smallest creature to the largest animal, to the variety of plants and trees and mountains and rivers and lakes, and what a world we live in. And in our time, we've been able to penetrate over and above the earth itself. And that only increases our wonder. The infinity of space, the vast amounts of distance that are involved in our universe, and the unseen powers that exist. For instance, the gravitational pull of the sun. So if we were just a few miles farther away from the sun, the world couldn't exist. We would all freeze. And if we were closer to the sun, the world couldn't exist because it would burn up. So the perfection of being exactly in the right place. And these are matters that we rarely think of. They're not really taught in our schools. But to achieve Avos Hashem, one has to think of it in those terms. One has to have this type of perspective, let alone the wonders of the human body, which is the most intricate machine ever invented. And that's what Chazal meant, I think, in Pirkei Avot, when they said, Ba'asoro ma'amorot nibro, the world was created, says 10 times, Vayomer Elokim, Yor, Yurakia, Tadshe Oretz, Naase Odom, says 10 times that the Lord spoke Kaviyachol. So it's interesting that the Mishnah does not ask, what does it mean that God spoke? Because that, again, explores an area that we will never understand and never reach. But in the view of Chazal, the wonder is that it took 10 times. The whole world could have been Akol Yochel. The Balim's going to say, okay, let it all happen at once. And we don't know what the period of time is. Yom Echad, Yom Sheni, Yom Shlishi. We don't know what eras we're talking about. And the Rabbanu Shalom, so to speak, is not bound by time. It doesn't have our concept of time, because time itself is a creation. So a little bit he could have created it all in one shot. You don't have to say 10 times. Vayomer Elokim, you should say, Vayomer Elokim, Yehi Olam, Yehi Odom Bo, and start the story. So the Mishnah answers, we take schar l'tzadikim, to give reward to people who live good lives, because it took 10 times to create the world. So my example of that is, I think we're all old enough here to remember model airplanes. You bought the kit when you were, 14, 15, 12, 10 years old, you're going to build it. And it's not easy, and it's very fragile, and you have to glue the pieces together. It's an effort. And you have it finally made, your model airplane. And you put it on your dresser. And your little brother comes in the room and knocks it off and breaks it. And you go run it to your mother. So what, the model airplane costs what, $10? So we'll buy you another one. It was an accident. He didn't mean to do it, though we know he did. But it's the effort that I put into it. I built this model airplane. The model airplane becomes me. And he takes it and knocks it off, destroys it. So it's not the model airplane, it's me. So that's the mashal. The nimshal is what Chazal said. The Bnei Shalem built the model airplane, Basora Mamoros, to put all the pieces together. Now, I could have gone to the store and bought a model airplane that's put together already. But that doesn't go. People don't want to do that. People want to buy the kit and they want to build it. From the time that we're early in life to all times in life, we basically want to tinker. So the Rebbe Shalom created a world with 10 mamoros. He put so much into it, and the Russia comes to destroy that world. And the tzaddik comes to preserve it, to see to it that the model airplane doesn't fall off of the dresser. I know people who very late in life still had their model airplanes that they built, because it's me. And that's how Chazal wanted us to look at creation. You want to achieve Avos Hashem, look at it, appreciate it, see its wonders. That's why Chazal, we have brachas when we see wondrous things. Osemasa gracious. See the great mountains. Kocho Guroso Moleolo. Osayom Agodo. It's not just scenery. It's an attachment to the creation. And then it becomes an attachment to the Creator. And if there's an attachment to the Creator, then there's room for Avos Hashem to begin. Because without the attachment, it certainly can't begin. So therefore, the Chumash goes into detail without going into detail. It tells us a lot, but it really doesn't tell us anything. But it wants us to appreciate what has happened here, what world we live in, and that we are God's creatures. And that is the beginning of our relationship to Him. And that really is the difference between a good person and an evil person. An evil person not beholden to anyone or anything. But the tzaddik knows, took a lot of care to create him. A lot of things have to happen. A lot of things have to go right. I once read an article about reproduction. The chances of the sperm fertilizing the egg are almost 1 in 350,000. So it's a miracle that I'm here. Any of us are here. And it was created that way purposely, so that we would be able to have schar, and to see that those that don't really are the destructive forces in the world. Rabbi Chananya ben Akash Yomer Rotzak HaKadosh Hu L'Zakos Yisrael V'Ficha Lahem Torah Mitzvot Shenemar Adonai Chafetz Man Tzidko Yagdil Torah V'Yadir.